Good afternoon, League fans, and welcome to Week 2 of Duo Esports. My name is Yeso, your play-by-play caster for our final game of the week. Joining me on the desk today to finish things off, my good friend Sonic Abs. Welcome to the desk, my friend. Going to get some great League of Legends here to finish off Week 2. How are we feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Very excited to close out the week here as we really kind of close the first chapter of the season here. Every team will have played 4 games. We will kind of have really started to see how things shape up here. And the game we will be featuring here to finish off the week will be Kiss Gaming versus Les Eskimos. A couple of teams sitting at the bottom of the standings for Group A, both at 0-3. Have really struggled to start the season here, but one of them will get their first win today. Sadly, one of them will sit at the bottom of the standings, though still winless with the other winless team in the league, Aether Esports. So really kind of a rough start for both of these teams, don't you think?
Yeah, but what I am happy about today is Eskimos has their almost full roster now. So now we can finally see what this team's full potential is, because all they have is just a sub-in at the moment. Because David is normally the ADC, if I remember correctly. So they had a few role swaps here.
Definitely doesn't make it easy on a roster when you've got people kind of moving around all over the place. So definitely getting that lineup kind of back to where it should be will go a long way for the Eskimos. The schedule doesn't get any easier for either of these teams, so a win for either of them today really does go a long way to starting to build some momentum in this season. So definitely both of them going to be working very hard to try and grab that first victory here to start the season. So definitely don't want to finish week 2 without a win under their belt. Should be into champion select here in just a moment, but are going to hit you with the roster rundown for this last game of the week. On the blue side for this game will be Kiss Gaming with Dazaran in the top lane. Rachis is their jungler. Selmy in the mid lane. Tranquillo is their AD carry, and Parawen at support.
And for the side of Eskimos, you have David in the top lane, Crepe in the jungle, DS418 in the mid lane, Crip 3K52 in the ADC, and Sam First as support.
Yeah, something tells me we may be able to just stick with Crypt there during the cast, but we are into Champion Select here. I know we were discussing a couple of things about AD carry strength and kind of the tier list there before we went live here. Sonic, why don't you share with our viewers right now kind of your thoughts on where ADCs stand right now and how that may shape what we see in this draft?
ADCs at the moment, in the tier list, there's only 3 S tiers or God tiers ADCs, which is Kai'Sa, Ezreal, and Lucian. And teams generally will just ban out the Kai'Sa because she's the hardest to deal with. And generally teams want Ezreal or Lucian. But the problem is no one really plays Lucian or Ezreal, I've seen in most of the teams. So they normally end up having to take like Caitlyn or like another late game carry is Tristana. The problem is that they take so long to scale now because the item changes and everything costs more, that it's awful to do now to pick something like that. That's why now you're also seeing MF and Jhin also being propelled higher in the standings of ADCs because their early game is significantly better as well than these other late game carries.
And do want to just take note for everybody at home, if you guys aren't curious, Kiss has lost 3 bans. Les Eskimos did lose 1. So if you're curious why there are not any bans coming through so far, that is why. But we should see Les Eskimos banning right about now. Should get their first one here, but won't see any in the first phase from Kiss Gaming.
Mm-hmm. And what I want to see Eskimos do here is since there's 3 E-subs for the side of Kiss, that they should honestly, in my opinion, target either one person or target the 2 people that are left, but ban their best champions whatsoever, or just target that one person solely that you think is the better player and ban every single champion that they play. Because if you force them onto something that's uncomfortable for them, most of the time they perform poorly in these games.
Yeah, and when you're, as you mentioned, those e-subs that they're working with, not only would you be uncomfortable with the players that you're with, having to adjust to just new people being around you on the team, the communication's different, then putting themselves on something they're maybe uncomfortable mechanically with, just makes their job so much more difficult during this game. So I definitely would agree with you. Trying to target someone really could go a long way to getting. And I'm probably just going to go with the English pronunciation for most of tonight's match, but would put the Eskimos in quite a solid place. They do ban away the Sween and the Orn, so those will be the only bans of the first phase here. We now will see what Kiss Gaming is looking to prioritize with their first pick here. Curious to see how they adjust in draft to these E-subs. The first lock in is going to be the Kennen.
And if I remember correctly, the Swain and the Orn are those bans are definitely targeted towards Dazaran, because if I remember correctly, he does play both of those champions in the top one.
Well, they do grab the Kennen here for Kiss Gaming. That will be the first selection. Can go to multiple roles. We've seen it not a ton, but it has resurfaced a little bit in the bottom lane, as we had seen, Reckless play a lot during the spring split in the ULCS. Can still go mid, not really seen there a whole lot in top lane, so we'll have to see where that Kennen does in fact go. So a little bit of a flex pick there. The Gnar is the first pick for the Eskimos. We'll have to see what they want to grab here second. Looks to be the jungler. They're going to have the Narvin combo there, as the J4 will be grabbed there for create pretty good synergy between those champions with their ultimates.
Yeah, I really like that combo. Jarvan Gnar is one of my favorite combos because I also really enjoy playing Jarvan. It's one of my favorite champions to play because Flag and Drag, who doesn't like it? What I want to see for the side of Kiss, though, is I want to see with this Kennen something in the top lane that's going to give Kennen CC, because I'm pretty sure that's probably not going to be Kennen top, because if it's Kennen top into Gnar, that's kind of a losing matchup until you get some items, because Gnar just has the better early game, so you need help from the jungler, but it looks like it's going to be Aatrox top, most likely, which I don't really like that much. Is that Kennen ADC?
It could be. I have seen Echo actually played in the jungle recently, oddly enough. Not sure about the real strength of that pick, but it certainly could be a Kennen ADC. We'll have to see a few more picks before we really are sure what that is going to be. But the Orianna is going to be the last pick in the first phase for the Eskimos. So quite a solid Wombo combo setup already put together by the side of the Eskimos. Lots of synergy between the ultimates of those three champions to really set up some big plays in the team fights. And then we'll have to see what happens in this second ban phase. The Lucian is going to get banned away. As you talked about earlier, one of the top tier AD carries in the current meta, especially when it's paired with things like the Braum, particularly because of their synergy with their passives. So taking that one off the table. We'll have to see, though. They may be wasting 80 carry bans because they may have already selected the Kennen for Tranquillo, but we'll still have to see as the Xayah is banned away by Kiss.
Mm-hmm. What I want to see now, the last thing that will round out the Eskimos team comp is if they can get Braum in there. If they can get Braum with their Wombo combo they have now to protect the ADC, because they're going to have Gnar and Jarvan go straight in to a team fight. If they can get Braum, check those carries, they will have a really good solid team fighting comp.
Well, not going to get the chance, though, as the Braum is banned away there by Kiss. And then we'll have to see what the selection is. You talked about Jhin kind of being, seeing a reawakening of sorts in the meta, as people have kind of realized that he still does pretty significant damage with that 4-shot. In particular, the Varus is going to be hovered now, though. We'll have to see, and that is going to be locked in. One of the interesting things about Varus right now is you can kind of build him as an AD carry or on a more on-hit AP build with the Guinsoo's and stuff like that. So we'll have to see what Crypt wants to build on that champion, but the Jhin Karma is going to be the response, so that is not, in fact, an AD carry. Kennen most likely going to go to the top lane with an Aatrox jungle, and the Leona is the last lock in here for the Eskimos, completing that bot lane. And interestingly enough, saw everybody picking their own champions here. No swaps required at the end of draft. Everybody picked what they were going to play. So that is the Echo in the mid lane, and as we mentioned earlier, Aatrox in the jungle. So really could see a rough matchup for Dazran there on the top side, as you mentioned, playing into the early game strength of that Gnar.
Yeah, I really like Eskimos picks here. Since the Braum was taken away, they now decided to go for Varus and Leona. So they have full-on engage mode against a full squishy team. Like they are going up against the Jhin, Karma, Echo, Aatrox, and Kennen. No one really builds any type of tinky items, really. I mean, it's like some items have some health, but it has damage tech on that. None of them's going to build any type of really resistances. Maybe the Karma like might get like a locket, but that's pretty much it. So if they get a wombo combo off, they will always win a team fight. So Kennen, I feel like Kennen and Echo really have to time their stuns to actually win in a team fight.
Yeah, going to be very interesting to see how this game plays out with the draft we have gotten. Those wombo combo compositions are certainly very fun to watch. You get those very high moments when they're able to land those combos. Going into the Kennen Echo, though, there is a little bit of opportunity for some outplays with the ultimates and stuns coming out from those two. So we'll have to see how the Eskimos are able to play around those cooldowns, and also the Aatrox. If he can get going, he could be quite the menace. Getting something like a Guardian Angel to make him just like perma resurrection and Karma Shields keeping him alive a lot longer. Would have been really funny if we'd seen a Zillion come out from Kiss Gaming to just make the unkillable Aatrox, but won't see that this game.
Yeah, but Aatrox jungle to me seems really weird because I don't even think I've seen Aatrox jungle at all in my game so far. Now I've seen Echo jungle like once or twice because Echo jungle is like okay because his clear is still good because they didn't really nerf the damage on the Q and his passive. They just nerfed the amount of I think if I remember correctly at one point they nerfed the amount of mana it takes for each ability, so that's why he may have fell out of mid lane. But Aatrox jungle to me is really interesting because I want to see now who can actually path better. If Aatrox can actually can go from red to Raptors to Wolves to blue, or has to skip Raptors, because most of the time I skip Raptors with the champions I play, because it's generally very hard for champions in the jungle to do Raptors now, unless you're playing like Graves or Zinzao, because they can actually go red Raptors, Wolves, blue, and then you if you can do it fast enough, you can still get to that Scuttle Crab, hit level 3, you were able to get an extra camp over your opponent, and then go gank a lane.
Yeah, that early pathing could be very interesting here. You talk about the Aatrox, but the J4 with the flag and drag combo can make his presence known in lanes fairly early. Now, the Echo may not be necessarily the easiest to gank in the early game once he has his role, but J4 could certainly try to get something going there, or against the Kennen in the top side. We didn't already mention the Gnar's early game strength can kind of bully out the Kennen in the laning phase, and if David plays the lane right and lets Dazran get a little bit of that early push, maybe Crate could make his way to the top side very early to try and get a gank before Kennen really starts to get going. So we'll have to see how that one pans out. But Spectator Delay just about done here, about ready to get into our last game of the week. A couple of winless teams here, both looking to get their first victory under their belt here in Duo Esports Season 3. We'll have to see, excuse me, which one of them can get it done here as we close out week 2.
Now, before the game starts, which team so far between these drafts have the better drafts? Even though one team didn't get to do 3 bans, but they were still basically only one person was really targeted and towards the end there, except towards the end. So who do you think overall still has like the better comfort picks and the better team comp in the situation?
I mean, I think it's the Eskimos. We talk about them putting together quite a solid team fighting wombo combo composition with their top side of the map in the Oriana. I think Varus is honestly not too bad of an AD carry. Still does quite good damage, good poke, can survive the laning phase fairly well using his Q to help him clear some waves, and he's got the Leona to protect him. I like the bot lane that Kiss selected. Jin with the Karma should keep him fairly safe, as long as he can kind of avoid any of the engage from the Leona. So I like the bot lane from Kiss, but the rest of the composition, I'm not too excited about. Kennen is nowhere near the top laner that we had, 6 or 7 patches ago. That was, a little more popular in the meta earlier in the season. And Echo is not as strong in the mid lane, can get some things done, and you talked about the Aatrox jungle. So I have to say, just across the board, I think Eskimo's draft is a lot better. There certainly are some opportunities for Kiss to get some things done, but they definitely are going to have their work cut out for them in this game.
Yeah, what I want to see from inside of Eskimo's jungler is that, in my opinion, the best lane for him to gank is Kiss's bot lane, because you have a Karma and a Jin, which is a good laning phase. The issue is that whoever Karma throws that shield onto to get movement speed, the other person is very caught out. Because if Leona lands the CC on the slower person, that person is generally just going to die from the amount of CC that it's on the side of Eskimos if Jarvan comes down and ganks. So I feel like this game's going to be decided in the early game by the bot lane.
Looks like we will get a line of scrimmage start here from the Eskimos, just trying to protect from any sort of invade from Kiss Gaming. Here comes the Leona coming down to the bot brush. He's going to eat some damage here. Sam first trying to walk away. Does lose a little bit of health there, but nothing further.
Bone plating OP. And it got nerfed.
Not going to see any invades from either team at this point. Just spotting kind of each other out and protecting their buffs.
I'm honestly surprised from Eskimos not wanting to invade. I mean, you have a Leona and you have a Orianna, Orianna can't start her slow with the ball to slow him, and Leona can't start her stun if she's able to catch up to him. So, I mean, you have the better invade comp. Because either one starting those abilities, their laning phase still isn't that bad anymore. I think Orianna also even starts to slow, if I remember correctly.
No, you start the Q, because the slow does you no good if it's only on top of yourself.
Okay. I stand corrected, ladies and gentlemen.
But both junglers will get leashed by their dual lanes. Grab their bot side buffs here, and everybody will head to lane. No worse for wear here.
Looks like we might have a level 2 battle right at the start.
Yeah, looks like Rachis and Crepe meeting in that bot side river here to start. Not much coming out from that, though. Looks like they're just doing a lot of posturing here to start off, but nothing really happening otherwise. They are trying to fight over this Scuttle Crab. Does Crepe go in? He does get the Flag and Dragon, grab the knockup one. Rachis and his mid laners here first. Here's DS. Is going to force the jump over the wall. No summoner spells forced out, so Rachis will be able to escape. Their Parowin's got to be careful. Does get a little poke out there onto Crypt, but nothing further. Rachis is still here. Wants the Scuttle Crab. I don't know about this aggression. This could cost him his life. He's going to get the knockup onto the J4. There's the smite to get the heal for Crepe. Rachis flashes away to the safety of his AD carry, but here comes DS. He wants the flash, going in for Rachis, but there's the heal from Tranquil. Crepe's going to go down. That's first blood to Selmy. DS now trying to get away. Is going to get knocked up by the Aatrox, and that's not going to feel too good as Lace Eskimos go down, and that's 2 kills to start the game for Kiss.
The one problem I've seen there is that Eskimos had the lane advantage on bot side, but their bot lane decided to not come and rotate for the Jarvan. Like, they could have gotten way more kills than Kiss did. I don't know why they did not rotate.
Yeah, that seems like an error in communication there. Sam first and Crypt should have been telling their team, hey, we're not coming off, you need to back up, the bot lane is rotating. Otherwise they definitely should have been up there. So definitely a mistake there by the Eskimos bottom lane that has cost them 2 kills here early. So they are in a hole here of about 900 gold to start off the game.
Yeah, and the bad part is that now that Jarvan's behind, who who should have the better early game against his Aatrox, is now he could be bullied out of his own jungle.
Oh, that's gonna feel bad. Crepe staying too long, fighting the red buff. Didn't have Smite available. He gets executed by that camp. That's only gonna set him further behind. This clear will only be that much slower. He's now getting doubled up on CS as Rachis has gotten things going with his clear, and it's actually going to go in and take Crepe's red buff. That's going to feel so bad.
Which is definitely a smart play in my opinion. Crepe will not be able to get there in time to take the red buff back.
Selmy does go in onto DS, does get the electrocute proc there. Some pretty solid damage onto the Orianna. Lands the Q once more. Can he proc the passive? He won't be able to, but still trading fairly well into DS's Orianna so far. Selmy's fairly low though. Has to pop a pot. Wants to go in again. Does get through the shield of DS, but not too much more. And Orianna actually winning the trade that time around, going back into the Echo. So DS not feeling too bad here in the mid lane so far, despite having that one early death.
Now, what's really surprising to me is this CS lead going on in the bot lane. Crip is just out farming. I have no clue how to say his name.
Oh, Tranquillo?
Yeah, Tranquillo right now really well, which might actually really be beneficial for his team, because I did say earlier the game could be decided from the bot lane early on. So if Crip gets ahead when it comes to an early game skirmish, that might win them that fight.
Yeah, so at least one benefit coming out from that lack of rotation, but they are going to go aggressive onto Perwin. Samfirst gets the stun, forces the flash out of Perwin. Can Crip get the last auto tag? He flashes in, but won't get it. Samfirst now wants to flash in for the stun. Let's get the stun on Tranquillo. Tranquillo going to be able to walk away, uses the fourth shot, and the deadly flourish. No kills there in the bottom lane. Still quite a bit of damage coming out. Yeah, it seems like, you know, that lack of rotation from Crypt is paying off, at least in the 2v2. So really, if they had just communicated with their team that they weren't going to rotate, this actually could have gone really well. You know, maybe Crepe and DS aren't as aggressive in that fight in the river, and then you've just got a solid CS lead in the bottom lane for Lace Eskimos, but it hasn't worked out that way so far, and Crepe is going to get caught out by Rachis. He's in big trouble, doesn't have his flash, drops the flag, doesn't have the drag. Does Rachis go for the tower dive? He does, has the passive available, won't even need to use it. He is possibly going to get caught out here, is able to avoid the piercing arrow, does have the blast cone to get over the wall, and Rachis escapes scot-free, grabbing the kill there onto Crepe.
This could start to turn ugly really quickly. Aatrox is not even backed yet. Aatrox is going to be able to back with a huge amount of gold lead, and he's going to be very monstrous in this bot lane if he comes to gank the bot, because I feel like that's the lane he needs to be ganking at the moment. His mid and top are winning, they're pushing, they have CS leads. Bot lane's the only one that's really losing. That's because they kind of picked into a bad matchup.
But even at the same time, like, Tranquillo is actually still ahead in gold thanks to the kill and assist, so he's not feeling bad at all. He's got the BF sword, so he's pretty strong at this moment, and in combat is actually going to be stronger than Crypt until he's able to finish that Gwynsuits.
Mm-hmm. It
So
all.
Baby going for the dive on the top side. F David and tries to get away, uses the ultimate, but it's not enough. Selmy secures the kill and the tower dive on the top side.
Looks like Orianna now or something maybe. You know, with the little vision that Kiss has, I really like the vision that they have. The wards are placed in correct places to where they can spot where Jarvan's going to be at.
Rachis is down to the bot side, wants to get after the bottom lane here. Deadly Flourish will land and lockdown Sam. Some poke from Perwin, but plenty of damage coming back in return. Rachis actually has to flash away. Crypt nearly grabbing that kill onto the Aatrox, so good to force out that summoner spell, but Rachis will heal up fairly well. Return to his jungler, possibly going to go grab this Scuttle Crab in the bottom side river as Selmy's getting a little bit of a push going in the mid lane. DS trying to defend that right now. F David and Jazran, a little bit of poke going out towards each other on the top side, but still no kills in the 1v1 as of yet, but that's
Ult in the bot lane,
ultimate coming out from the Jhin. Can he land this last shot? Sam first trying to get out, and it is going to land and take him down actually pretty darn low, but there's the arrow coming out from Crypt. Lockdown Fairwind, but not much else. There's really no follow-up with the Leona so low on health.
I feel like if Crypt actually would have taken that mantra Q, he actually would have been able to kill the Karma because she was in tower range.
Oh, Rach is going for the dive. He's going for Crypt. Can he secure the kill? He will. He is going to trade back his life, though. Not sure if that was really necessary to do, but he does grab the kill onto the Varus, and it will give Kiss some pressure on this bottom lane tier 1. But you do give the Varus some significant gold there. He's able to finish his boots. So
I feel like it's not worth because you are in a huge lead. So instead of ganking the bot lane there, because they were already shoved out, why not just go force jungle fights with the Jarvan? You are such a huge lead advantage over the Jarvan at the moment. He cannot duel you. Like, he could have gone to his red and just waited for Jarvan and then just killed him because he was level 6. But instead, he gave his life to just trade for a 1-for-1.
Yeah, and when you're behind, like, a 1-for-1 trade is always great. Like, Crypt is going to be totally fine with that. He gets a kill, gives up 1 kill. He's totally content with that trade.
But if you go and kill the Jarvan, now they have no jungle pressure, so now you can do whatever you want in this situation.
Well, looks like Crate wants to get up to the top side. Dazaran is going to get away here. Uses a stopwatch. Not sure if that was necessary, but that's going to be the ult into the wall. But the ult in return from Dazaran is actually going to grab a kill as Crate goes down. Here comes Selmy. They're going to go for David. He could be caught out. He's mega, but he's very low on health regardless, and that's going to be the double for Dazaran. 2-0-1 on the Kennen to start this game. Aggression from the Eskimos, and they get punished for it in the top side as Dazaran is able to turn around the 2v1 thanks to a well-placed ultimate. Now about a 3,000 lead for Kiss.
That was a very good ult for Kennen, but I think where the problem lies is Jarvan is for some reason dealing damage instead of tanking these, because you are such behind at this point, there's no point in building any more damage. At this point, you should be building the Bomby Cinder Smite into more tankiness, because you're not, you don't have the levels.
Tranquillo's in big trouble. He's going to go down there to Crypt as Sam lands the ultimate, flashes for the stun on to Fairwind. He's trying to get away, will escape on the Karma, but only barely as Tranquillo has gone down there. So positive play for the Eskimos on the bot side as their 2v2's able to grab a kill down there.
Looks like Jarvan might be wanting to make a play bot side on this Karma. He does have Cataclysm.
Yeah, we'll have to see if he can get anything done. Not sure if they want to go for the tower dive here, but Fairwind is going to be able to just hang out and clear out that wave fairly easily. Looks like they're just going to rotate for this Ocean Drake. Would be pretty helpful to keep them sustained in the last minutes here of the early game, but there's going to be a contest by Kiss Gaming. There's the teleport into the pit from Selmy. They're going to go after Crate. Ocean Drake is secure, but there could be a couple of kills coming out. Fairwind's going to go down, though. And here comes Rach's good shockwave. Will grab 2. Dazaran's trying to get onto the back line. He is going to be able to get there now. Crypt and the bottom lane are stunned as Sam first is going low. He's going to go down to Selmy eventually. Yes, he will. There's the deadly flourish, and they shut down there for Dazaran as he is able to take down Crypt. That's going to be a blue buff. Feels bad for the side of Kiss Gaming. They grab the Ocean Drake, but lose 2 kills. They are going to have David pushing on the top side, which is going to feel pretty good considering the teleport is down for Dazaran. Should get significant damage there. We'll have to see how long he can stay there. Kiss is going to rotate to the mid lane and try and knock down that tier 1. Tranquillo and Dazaran pushing on the bottom side. They want this first tower gold. Can they get it? Doesn't look like they're going to be able to get it fast. Oh, no, excuse me, they're competing against their own mid lane. So that will be tower first blood for the side of Kiss Gaming as they grab mid lane and maybe able to grab one more here on the bot side. Tranquillo going to stay. He has the wave to grab it. Fairwind is going to clear out a ward. And that's 2 towers for Kiss. So, you know, building more of a gap here now, up about 3,500 gold, up 9 to 3 in kills. Good start here on the side of Kiss Gaming.
Yeah, I really like how Kiss Gaming is playing this. They're out rotating Eskimos. They knew exactly when they should have a TP fight because they knew Nar's TP was down. So when they TP'd for the dragon, they instantly had the advantage. Kennen timed his ult correctly after he was stunned from the Leona ult. It's been really well team fights and timings with their rotations.
Uh-oh. Heroin could be in trouble here. Crypt and Sam first are here. There's gonna be the pull and the stun. Crypt unloading the damage on a Heroin. Can he get away? Piercing arrow will miss, but not to be enough. This Crypt able to grab the kill. Down goes DS in the mid lane, so teams trading 1-for-1 in kill strength here, trying to get away here, but does get knocked up by the Flag and Drag. The Cataclysm comes down, as well as Sam first ultimate, and that's gonna be a 5th kill for Crypt. He has all of the kills for the side of the Eskimos right now. They're putting all their eggs into the Varus basket this game.
And if they're going to put all their eggs into the Varus basket, in my opinion, either Jarvan or it's most likely going to be Leona. One of them needs to build a Ziggs conference, because that item with any tank that's going to engage with their ultimate is so good for an ADC. Because it gives the ADC a pass to slow around them, so if anyone's right in their face, they're able to slow them down just a tad to where they can get free autos without being hit the whole time.
Yeah, honestly, it feels like a lot of time Zeke's Convergence is almost a must-buy on at least one of your tanks every game. Just such a strong item where you're trying to get somebody carrying and powerful in these team fights. DS is going to try and contest that red buff steal, but isn't there soon enough, so Righteous will be able to grab that. Parowin is here as well. Looks like they're going to use the Blast Cone over into the Baron pit and start the Rift Herald off. This could be risky, as it looks like the Eskimos do want to contest. The poke from Parowin will discourage them from coming in at this point. Dazzrin is getting a little bit of the flank going. We could see an early 5v5 here. The Rift Herald's going fairly low. Kiss should be able to secure it, and that is going to be it, but that's the shutdown on the Selmy as a great shockwave comes out from DS. Here comes the chase. There's the ultimate on to 2 from the Leona. Krape going to grab a kill on a Tranquillo. Down goes Heroin, and that's a double kill for DS. Dazzrin trying to escape. The ultimate from Crypt will miss, and he's actually going to go right onto the Varus and grab the kill, and they can't chase Dazzrin too far under tower. Or maybe not. There's going to be the poke coming out from David. Is it going to be turned around? Dazzrin trying to get the stun, but not enough. The shutdown coming out from David on the Gnar. And that's a good play there from the Eskimos. They lose the Rift Herald, but they're able to turn that all around. Grab a few kills, and they're going to look for a mid lane tier 1. Reaches is here. He may go for the engage. This is super risky, though. He's got no team with him, and he is going to back off.
I'm very surprised from Eskimos that they actually won that fight without Mega Gnar. Because I was going to say they should not really engage on this because you don't have Mega Gnar, and Kennen's off to the side over there, getting ready to engage.
Rach is in big trouble. The Mega Gnar ultimate comes out just before he drops out of Mega. Selly's going in, but down goes the Aatrox, and that's going to be another 2 kills for the side of Eskimos as Isco's a little too aggressive and trying to stop some backs, and they're going to pay for it. Now this game is essentially even. Kills the same. Gold. The lead is insignificant right now. These teams are tied.
Yes, and Jarvan, I think Jarvan has now realized, since he is so far behind the enemy jungler, he is now building the Saber with the Bombing Cinder, which is very good. Or Cinder Hulk, I should say. I would prefer him to have the Zeeks, that way Leona can have the Knight's Vow, because Knight's Vow is generally just better on the Leona. Because normally Jarvan's not close enough for the Knight's Vow, and the Zeeks can just proc when he just ults, which is a lot better.
Well, we'll have to see how these builds shape up here over the next few minutes, but Kiss trying to get a little bit of a push going in the mid lane. They will clear out that wave, and they're gonna drop the Rift Herald. I don't know if that was the right move, but we'll have to see. The Crapes is down on the bottom side trying to collapse on the Dazzrin, but that's gonna be a good amount of damage coming out from the Kennen. David trying to take him down, but it might not be enough. He is gonna go Mega, but is it gonna land a stun as Selmy has teleported to the bot side? They're gonna try and possibly collapse on the Gnar here. Farrowin is here for the help. Is going to get the knockdown or the lockdown there with the stun. There's the parallel convergence from Selmy. It won't land, and I don't know if that ult was necessary. David going to flash over the wall. He's going to get taken down by Rachis as he flashes into Tri-Bush. Tranquil losing half of his health with the command attack and dissonance there from DS. Man, that Orianna is pretty big right now. The Infernal Drake will go over to the side of Kiss, though. DS trying to contest that, but it's not going to be enough. This game going back and forth right now. Seemed like Kiss had this game in their hands after the early game, but good response from the Eskimos has got them right back in this one. Heroin could be in trouble here. He's going to get collapsed on. That's a dead Karma. Heroin has got to recognize that he doesn't have vision of that blue side jungle and needs to step back. Way too over-aggressive and gets punished for his hubris.
That could also be lack of communication. His team may have not have told him we're nowhere near you, because there are 3 emergency subs on that team, so that could just be lack of communication between them. What I want to see from Kiss, though, Kiss had a lead because they were going for picks
and DS with the blue steel.
I feel like he actually could have just killed Aatrox right there if he would have just shockwave.
Yeah, Aatrox did have the passive available, so it would have been a little more difficult, but Crypt is trying to get away from Selmy here, is forced to use the ultimate to keep him off, but here comes Crape. He's going to probably go for the flag and drag over the wall. He has Cataclysm available. Sam First is here, but Crypt is way too far away, so they don't even have the damage to take down the Echo, and they'll have to just back off.
Which is very smart. It's not worth trying to force something all the time if you're now caught up in gold. What I want to see from Eskimos is I actually want to see them to force a Baron fight, because they have the superior team fight. Like that's another ultimate reason why Kiss is starting to lose this game now, and they caught back up is because of their lack of team fighting. It just looks like a whole bunch of solo queue champs at the moment.
Rachis could be caught out here. Sam First goes for the flash, but is able to land the root, but it isn't going to matter as there's the Cataclysm coming out from Crape, and they're able to take down Rachis, but here comes Dazran, does activate the ultimate, is going to get the stuns on the 2. Crape trying to get away, but there's not enough follow-up damage from the side of Kiss to finish off this fight. Now Sam First is going to get onto Dazran. Dazran trying to escape, as here comes Crypt. He's got the damage of the corrupting, or the, the piercing arrow. Will grab that kill. Selmy coming in from the side, trying to get the flank. Does he have the ultimate? Forced to use the Zhonya's. Has the ultimate available after does get good AoE damage. Their Crypt actually going pretty low, but there's the flash and the ultimate from David. He does just get away though. Magnar keeping him just alive long enough. Low health bars across the board for both of these teams. They got to be very, very careful here. Looks like the Eskimos want to keep the push going, but they've got to be wary. The ultimate is not available for Tranquillo. There's the shockwave, but it won't land on anybody, and Crape nearly going to go down there, just escaping with a sliver of health.
That was very good disengage from both teams there. That Gnar ultimate was very well placed, and the Echo, that was an astounding outplay with the Echo. He timed his ult perfectly, got so much AoE damage. If he had one more item completed, I'm pretty sure he was going to kill Crypt and the Orianna maybe. They both have very low in that fight. In your opinion, though, what do you think Kiss should do at this point to try to win this game, to propel them into the lead?
I think Kiss needs better vision. They've got a pretty solid pick composition, between Selmy and the parallel convergence and Rachis going in on the Aatrox. They can get picks and take down targets fairly quickly, but I feel like they need a lot more vision on the map. They really have some defensive vision, but haven't been able to set anything significant up around the neutral objectives or even into the Eskimos jungle. So if they can set that up, it might allow them the opportunity to get some of these picks and then start to play around Baron or Dragons and maybe grab some objectives.
Well, they won't be getting any vision if I see the Karma again taking the Raptor camp for their side of the jungle.
We'll have to see how this works out, though, as the Eskimos Frostwood trying to get the push going in the mid lane. Righteous is splitting on the top side, looking for that tier 1. At least is going to let that wave crash into the tower up there. And David is going to make his way up to the top side to try and at least grab some of that farm. That's a 2,000 gold lead now for the side of the Eskimos. They were at one point down about 4,000 gold earlier in this game, but have clawed their way back into this one, showing that they do not want to be the team that finishes week 2 without a victory. They're going to do their damnedest to take down
This
Kiss.
should be the time that they should
on
engage.
Dazaran. Dazaran does activate the ult and is going to get some stuns down. Selmy here trying to help as Kennen does flash away. They're going to go in on a Sam first. Great just escaping, flashing over the wall for Leona. Not long for this world. Does use the stopwatch. Can he escape? Does get the stun. No, onto Selmy. Not enough. As Dazaran able to grab the kill there. So a response from Kiss. Good job by Dazaran to get, absorb that collapse, use the ultimate to turn that one around in buy time for his team to arrive.
That was actually very poor by Eskimos. Eskimos, jungler, and top laner, and the mid laner were all seen by the side of Kiss, so that is why Kiss went ahead and continued that fight, because the jungler was next to their camps, Gnar was in the top lane, he had to push the lane, and Orianna was bot lane pushing the lane as well. There should be no reason to take a fight right there. That's just a 3v5 at that point.
Looks like the Eskimos are going to try and get a little bit of a bushwhack going here. That was kind of a miss ward there. Oh, but that Shockwave's going to grab 3. It's good by Kiss Gaming. That's the triple kill for the Varus. Righteous goes in, but his passive is immediately procced. He's going to get stunned, and that's the quadra kill for Crypt. Eskimos set up the Death Brush, and that's going to be at least Infernal Drake. They could go for Baron. Dazaran is up there, but what is Shockwave set up by VS there? Grabs 3 and just absolutely melts Selmy, Tranquillo, and Heroin.
Are we sure it's Crypt carrying this at this point?
Oh man, guys, clip that please. That was a great play by the Orianna, setting up a beautiful
I am pretty sure Orianna, with that one ult alone, just the ult, not the full combo, I'm pretty sure she did at least 2.5k damage, because that ult did so much damage to all 3 of them. And then she one-shotted 2 of them, or almost one-shotted 2 of them. Varus got like little KS, KS, little one auto, got the kill. Thanks to the hurricane. I'm honestly surprised though, Eskimos didn't get too much out of it though. They only, after that, a 3-man shockwave into the combo and then got the kill onto the Aatrox. All they got was just the tower and the dragon. Infernal Drake. I'm very surprised they didn't either try to go for Baron or get the Infernal Drake, then go for Baron, or get Infernal Drake and run it down mid and bot lane. I feel like that's a little bit of a misplay there. They could have gotten way more out of that. So now that Kiss is behind, what do you think you should do from the behind position? Do you think they should try to turtle and scale? Because Aatrox does have very good scaling, so does Kennen. Or do you think they should still try to get picks out somewhere?
They definitely need to be getting a lot of wards down in their own jungle to try and allow themselves to move around in between these lanes and pick up gold and CS and, maybe get some picks. But I don't know if just forcing late game does enough for the side of Kiss to get them back into this game, because you still have to deal with Crape getting very tanky, and the Orianna's late game is not a slouch by any stretch. Neither is the Varus. So at this point Kiss may have just lost the game, giving up that big fight and allowing Eskimos to build this big lead they have right now. Their work is definitely cut out for them, so we'll have to see. But I think the first step is getting vision in their own jungle to allow themselves to move around and grab some farm. But they are trying to defend this tier 2 in the mid lane. It's very low, and Eskimos seem like they want to grab it. If I was them, I would honestly go back to the Baron and set up another Death Brush, but we'll have to see what they want to do. They are going to move their way over to the Baron now. Kiss does have the opportunity to respond. Yeah.
If I was them though, Mega Gnar is about to be up. They could honestly force that mid lane tower because Kiss is would have to give it up. If Mega Gnar gets like a 3-man ulti, they will die with the amount of wombo combo that they have.
They're gonna go for the collapse here in the mid lane. Trying to chase him down. The ultimate for Crypt will miss, and Parawan gonna get the poke out to discourage any further chase. Dazzrin trying to get onto the back line. They're gonna go after Crypt. There's the shockwave, but that's gonna be the shutdown onto Crypt there. Shockwave not doing enough. Dazzrin trying to get away, but he's gonna go down to Crypt. Sampras trying to escape here, but Leona going fairly low. Selmy gonna be able to grab that kill. That's the double for the Echo. Crate down to about half health, trying to chase down Selmy. Rage is gonna get onto him, and that's the shutdown. This is a great fight for Kiss. They've got 3 kills for none. And they're going to look to push down mid lane.
And that is exactly what I said earlier. They need a Zeke's and a Knight's Vow on Crypt to keep him alive, because Aatrox just jumped right onto him, ulted, and died in about 4 auto attacks. I'm pretty sure if you had...
Baron.
This should be a free Baron for them. All they have to worry about is a Mini Gnar and an Orianna. And an Orianna without shock. It should be Baron for them. Maybe. Aatrox might actually die. Never
We'll
mind.
have to see. Here comes the teleport from Selmy, so he's going to be able to help them out. They are burning this down very quickly. This is going to be very risky. They're going to have to back away. That's going to feel bad. And here's the problem. Is this an immediate response Baron from the side of Eskimos? The backs are going to come out. from the
It
side
should
of
be.
Kiss.
This should definitely be immediate
They're
response.
at least
You know
gonna clear
you're
out
going to
the
have to
wards.
back.
They're all here. Dazzrin doesn't have teleport. They could take this. Selmy's going to get spotted, clearing the ward on the bot side. This is going to be the Baron. Now, Gracious is nearby, may go for the response, but it is going to possibly be zoned away by Sam first on the Leona. Baron's at 4,000 health. It's burning down. 3,000, 2,000. That's going to be it. The Baron Nasher grabbed by Eskimos, and misplay there by Kiss Gaming. They aren't able to finish it and just end up forcing themselves to back away and concede Baron to the side of Eskimos. So Eskimos lose a fight and get the Baron.
Yeah. Which is really unfortunate. If they would have had any tank on their team, like let's say that was a Sejuani jungle, just as an example, they probably could have gotten that Baron earlier. But Aatrox doesn't have enough life steal at the moment to really sit there and actually battle with the Baron, tank it. Unless he wanted to ult it, but his ult was not up when they were trying to take the Baron. Or not ult it, but you know what I'm trying to say. What I want to see from Eskimos right now is I want to see Gnar in the top lane, which is where he actually is going to right now, and I want to see them to shove it down mid lane as hard as possible after Orianna or Crypt. After DS or Crypt go bot and push it out. Because, I mean, you have Baron buff. You can easily fight a 4v5. You have the Wombo combo. You shouldn't be scared of them at this point. At this point, they shouldn't be trying to get picks. They should be forcing it in their face. They don't really have a tank for the side of Kiss. Kiss can't really deal with tanks at the moment. Because Aatrox doesn't have enough damage to blow up the tank. He can blow up the backline, but as long as Leona protects Varus, he should be okay.
Uh-oh, possible miscommunication here. That's going to be the shock. Do something. The ult away, but that's going to be a dead Karma. The ultimate first release. Slow down the Echo. Can DS get the chase here? He's going to roll away. It might not be enough. At least going to be able to grab this tower. Oh, good job by Sam first to lock down the Echo, and DS able to grab the kill. They don't have a minion wave right now, so they can't push any further yet. But that's a tower and 2 kills for the side of Eskimos. Kiss, man, they get a great fight, but lose a Baron and continue to bleed objectives right now as the lead stays at about 3,000 gold for the side of Eskimos.
Instead of getting the dragon, if they would have pushed down mid, I feel like they could have gotten it in him basically for free. And everyone recalled as well. They could have given up this tier 2 tower in the bot side to gain an inhib in the mid lane. Because Gnar is also still in the top lane. Like, no one can really deal with the Gnar at this point. He has a lot of health to go through, and he's also about to become Mega Gnar, so Kennen can't actually just duel him right now. It looks like it could be another... No, just clearing up vision.
Regis is here along with Dazran to try and get the collapse, but the hop over the wall will get David out of the sticky situation there. And bottom lane for Eskimos are pushing, looking for possibly an inhibitor tower, but are going to get pushed away by some of the wave clear of Kiss Gaming. But David is still on the top side. He's mega, and he's looking to get this push with the Baron buff. No one up here to respond as of yet, and that wave is going to crash into the tower as the Eskimos are pushing on 3 fronts. They're going to grab an inhibitor tower on the bottom side. Can Tranquillo defend? Heroin wants to go for the chase. That's going to be the parallel convergence, but this could be bad. Oh, there's the ultimate coming out from the Jhin. Crypt will actually just be able to escape their Sam first. Not too worried about that ultimate. And that's a pretty good cooldown off of the side of Kiss, so Eskimos are going to feel pretty darn good about that. They've got the inhibitor tower. The lane has been broken, and there are no more outer towers as well.
Yeah, now what they should do is throw Gnar in the bot lane, let him get this in him on his own, and everyone force it mid. Like, I don't think Eskimos is scared at the moment. I just don't think they know that if they have a 4-1 comp, or just put 4 in the mid and 1 in the bot, they should be perfectly fine with the amount of Lombo combo they have. It seems like they're stalling out the game without really actually realizing they're stalling out the game for Kiss, because this is just giving Kiss more time to scale with their champion. Because a late game Aatrox and a late game Kennen is really scary to deal with. But what I do like from Kiss now is, as you said earlier, one way that they could actually start to win this game again is actually have more vision control, which they have pretty good vision control actually in their jungle on the bot side. On the top side, they need to go in and clear out the vision. But right now on bot side, they have pretty much control of the vision. Until I said that.
Kiss in big trouble right now. They're on their last leg. The Baron is spawning in about 1 minute and 45 seconds, and that may just be the countdown to their death right now. As
Final nail in the coffin.
it might be. They're going to have to contest that if they concede it. And just signing their own death warrant here. Do they go in to contest on their bot side? Parawen's caught. He's going to get knocked up. There's the damage coming out from the Orianna, and the Cataclysm secures it. Great. Takes down the Karma, and now it's a 5v4 as the Eskimos look to continue to push into the base. Crypt has been able to escort a wave to the tower, or to the inhibitor, excuse me, on the bottom side, and Sam first here to protect DS in the mid lane. Gracious wants to go in here. The ultimate from Crypt will lock him down. He's going to try and get away here, just able to survive. Here comes Dazran. He's going to get the stun onto a few, and actually Jarvan and DS going down pretty low, but DS able to grab the kill onto the Kennen. That's the double kill. Selmy goes in too far and goes down, and that's going to mean an inhibitor for the side of Eskimos.
That actually could be game.
It might be it. Tranquillo and Rachis, all that are left to defend. Heroin is now alive as well, so
Ferris, where are you going?
Waves. David wants to go in aggressively, does get the stun under Tranquillo. Here comes the follow-up. Sam first is going to get the lockdown, but Rachis trying to get rid of DS. That's going to be the shockwave, but it's not going to be enough. The shutdown coming through from Rachis, and this could be the defense from the side of Kiss. David flashes away. Sam first trying to escape here, does lock down the Jhin and actually cancel the ultimate. Forces out the heal as well. Rachis probably shouldn't follow any further. Crypt trying to get away, forces out the flash there. Rachis continuing to chase and does grab the kill onto the Gnar, but this is going to be the turnaround in the mid lane. Tranquillo trying to escape from Sam first here. It's not going to be enough. That's the double kill for Crape as he's coming into the base. That's going to be the middle inhibitor. They're going to move to the top side now. Minion waves starting to flood towards the Kiss base. That's going to be no inhibitor towers. All 3 inhibitors down, and the Eskimos have all but locked this game up. They've got a wide open base to push. Looks like they're going to go for the Baron. Kind of tie up all of the loose ends here, but they have definitely got themselves set up to win this game.
Eskimos actually could have just ended right there, but for some reason Varus wanted to get the mid lane inhib. They had a minion wave. Gnar could have tanked the tower because he was about to turn Mega Gnar. They could have just ended the game. They actually prolonged the game. This could, I'm pretty sure it won't go bad for them, but this could go bad for them. Kennen, though, I think Kennen's going to have to stay in the base. Kennen should be the one clearing out these minions, because he does have TP. It looks like they're going to start up the Baron here. Side of Kiss, which actually this could be a very bad idea. Yeah, they're going to have to back out of this. They might actually get caught. Jarvan goes in. Jarvan gets a flag drag. Jarvan with the Classic.
This could be bad. Jasmine does get the ultimate out. It's going to go down, though. Rage is going in maybe a little too late, but he is going to be able to take down Crit, so that's a solid trade so far. He's going to get resurrected, but his team is defending the base, so he's going to go down, and it doesn't even appear like they'll be able to defend the Baron, as Eskimos will just turn back to it now, and they should still have the damage here.
They should just... You don't need Baron at this point. There's only one in-hit tower, or there's no in-hit tower. Actually, the minions might win the game before they even get there. Minions.
Jin is literally using his ultimate to try and clear waves right now. David is teleported into the base, and that's going to be it. The Eskimos, an almost anticlimactic finish, and able to finish off this game and grab their first win of the season.
Sam first said XPK in the chat.
Xpooke. Well, that is it. The Eskimos grabbing their first win of the season over Kiss Gaming, who drops to 0-4 after 2 weeks in Duo Esports Season 3. Very interesting game. I want to take a peek at the damage numbers. We hit nearly 40 minutes into this game, and tops in the game is DS on that Orianna. Did a ton of work, had some great shockwaves throughout this game. Honestly, a great performance from the Eskimos mid laner, going 7, 3, and 13, and sort of honestly kind of low damage numbers for as long as the game went. I would expect more around 32 to 33,000 damage, but still spread out fairly well across everybody but the Leona. So definitely was a team effort from the side of Eskimos in the damage department.
I would say it's a little bit low for what you want to see, because actually Crip, I would say the most fed person in the game, had 11,000 damage to turrets instead of trying to get team fights, which isn't a bad thing. But I feel like instead of taking so many turrets, if he actually would have sat there and fought with his team, they could have ended the game a lot quicker. But they still got the W, which is good.
You got Crypt over there trying to do the anti-Aether esports and only damage towers.
He was the true XPK in that game.
Yeah, definitely going heavy on the push. Still did go 11, 5, and 8, so a good performance from the Varus, and definitely was a big part of that victory. Also compiling nearly 350 CS. Had the Flame Horizon is over 100 CS more than your opponent, right? Because he definitely did that over Tranquillo there. So getting a lot of money in his pockets, actually got the most gold in the game. You talk about pushing those towers and him also getting that CS. He had about 4,000 gold more than the next best in the game. So Crip's pockets were pretty well lined there and was able to get to full build in that game.
Crip was a modern day League of Legends Tony Stark. I want to look at the vision scores real quick, because I'm actually very surprised for the side of Eskimos. Their team's vision score is actually really good. Like, everyone's vision score is pretty close to, it's either at 40 or above 40 for everyone.
Yeah, they even had 3 members at this, at the best or better than the highest vision score on Kiss Gaming, which, is certainly difficult to do when you're behind and you're getting pushed back into your base. It's harder to clear that vision and very risky, and harder to go out and place vision yourself. So,
but in the early game, though, Kiss Gaming did have total control in that early game, and they didn't utilize their control for vision. They could have warded in that bot side river a lot, because that's where a lot of plays were happening with the Jarvan and the Aatrox.
Yeah, definitely a bummer for Kiss Gaming. I mean, at one point they were up, I believe, 9-2 in kills, had really controlled the early part of that game, had made some great plays kind of all across the map, but weren't able to push that through into the mid and late game, allowed the Eskimos back into this one, and ended up losing this and dropping their 4th game in a row. So His Gaming going to need to do a little bit of soul searching. Definitely doesn't help that they had the as many e-subs as they did. So definitely going to need to iron out the roster, figure all of that stuff out. But certainly did show some great things, especially in the early game, as you mentioned. So they certainly have things to build on as they head into week number 3, but definitely going to need to figure some things out if they do want to grab their first victory soon. Quite an interesting week here, folks. A lot of great games we saw here in the first 2 weeks of Duo Esports, and we do have plenty more coming at you through the rest of the season. Do want to thank you guys all so much for coming out and watching us. And if you do want to continue to support us and keep track of the league, one of the easiest ways is to follow and subscribe. Those buttons are at the top of your screen so that you can get notified whenever we are going live. Make sure to follow us on our social media as well. We're on Instagram and Twitter at Duo Esports. Check us out in our Discord. I believe that I don't know if that link is down in the description, but if you guys do want to donate, that link is down there as well. So just consider supporting the league. We appreciate all of your guys' dedication to the league and coming out to watch us. But that is going to be it. We're 2 weeks in, plenty more Duo Esports action to come, so make sure to stick around. For myself, Sonic Abs, our good man Warhood at the production desk, and everybody over at Duo Esports, we want to thank you guys so much for joining us this week, and we will see y'all again next time.
See you guys.